Uh-oh. All right. Well, hello, and welcome to my office. I just got back from a trip to South Carolina where I presented 8 different sessions. I had 2 sessions with administration, I had 3 sessions with elementary, and then 3 other sessions with secondary. Needless to say that the time leading up to me going to South Carolina was a little bit insane because I had been doing a Building the Literacy Block boot camp where I had 3 trainings, Q&As, live sessions that I was doing every single day, plus batch planning for the community, which was fantastic. And then I went and did this. So my office is a little bit of a mess. I go back to work next week, and that means that I need my space to be clean and organized in order for me to focus on work, because it's not that right now. So I'm gonna show you what it currently looks like, and then you and I, we're gonna tag team this. We're gonna do this together and hopefully get this office looking organized again so that I can feel like I am prepared going back into work, which I currently do not feel at all. So let me show you what we're dealing with. So leading into my office, this is what it looks like. It's a very tiny little room. It is not a ton of space because I live in a very old home. And this is my ViewSonic smartboard that I have here. That's always in the way. I have a little closet over here, which am I going to show you the mess that is my closet a little bit. This is what I'm currently dealing with, and it just needs some organization. I also have this, which is typically the backdrops of all of my YouTube channels. So you see all of those pieces here. But I have session materials that I brought back from South Carolina that I need to go through. I have other items that I've just been throwing up here. And then I have the mess that came before South Carolina. So this is all the stuff that I was looking through, prepping, just kind of trying to discard, trying to get everything packed and ready to go. And these are just cords in a hot flippin' mess, guys. Like, how did I get to this point? Look at my desk. How do I even function? So the goal is to basically get this organized. So that is how I am starting off my back to school sessions, is just some really good organization. But isn't that what we always need? We have to kind of get ourselves organized, feeling good, feeling like we know where everything is, so that when we start diving into work and we get consumed with other things, this area of our life feels good. So where am I going to get started? That is a great question. Let me think about that for a moment. So I got myself a coffee. Of course, now Walter is going to be walking around the room causing noise. Just know that my dog is in the office with me because he can't be without me at all. I tried to close the door. He just zoomed his way on in. But when I went to South Carolina, I purchased some of these little cube bins that break down really easy. And the reason I did that was because I had a lot of session materials. Lots of things that I ended up taking with me, lots of handouts to go along with it, because I wanted it to be very interactive. I am the type of teacher that likes to try to do things during the professional development because it helps me process the information that I'm getting from the presenter. And then I also get an idea of what in the world is this going to look like, sound like inside of my classroom. So I purchased a bunch of these. And right now I'm going to end up using them to organize some of the stuff in this office. Because this is such a tiny space, it's not big, I don't have a lot of organizational space here in this office. So that means a lot of the things have to go downstairs into my messy freaking basement that I am not going to take you down. But there are things that need to go back down to the kitchen. There are things that need to go into the basement. And so I'm not like picking up one thing, running it down, coming back up, because even though I may need that exercise, my body can't handle that. So instead, I'm going to organize the materials into these. I'm just going to place a few of these by the door. I'm going to have one for the basement, one for the kitchen, and then one for things to like figure out what in the world I'm going to end up doing with. That way, as I start to sort some of these things out, it's going to be a little bit easier for me to kind of take things to where they need to be for like their home base. But I have my coffee. I'm going to end up turning this on, putting like a little cozy background, because that is how I typically like to work. I either have a movie on in the background, or I put like a cozy like scenery with some ambiance type music on that TV. That is what I'm going to do, because you and I, we're going to do just like a quick little catch up of like what's happened over the summer, of what am I doing this upcoming year. That way you don't feel lost, especially if you have taken a break from watching me on this channel and now all of a sudden, because we are recording and filming a video every single day for the month of August, and we're posting for the month of August, you're not going to be like, what? She's not in the classroom? Yes, I'll get to that in a minute. But I just want you to feel like you are caught up to everything that is happening, so nothing seems super confusing. Okay, let's get these bins by the door, and then let's get down and let's start organizing some things. Okay. Welcome to my desk drawers. So I was going to give you a little bit of insight into my desk drawers, because if you've been either listening to the podcast or watching some of my previous videos, you know how much I hate having to organize these drawers. While I love the Alex system from IKEA, I love how my dog is, yep, that's my shadow. But while I love these IKEA drawers, these are great because they're nice and shallow. Once we start to get kind of into the bigger ones where they're a lot more deep, it's harder to organize and to utilize the space effectively. So here's what I ended up doing. Let's do a little tour. So this very top one, I'll bring you a little bit closer. So this top drawer, I have a few things. I have some checkbooks that are in the very back, like who writes checkbooks anymore, but you know, I still have them just in case. And then I have these, they're basically some drawers that expand and allow you to adjust the size. What I like about these is that I can lay them on top, which means that I can have some things underneath them. So I keep a few things underneath. Some hole punchers. I have a different hole puncher for when I am creating resources and trying to take pictures of them. And then some scissors. I also have another pair, but they're not in here. And so those just live underneath. Other than that, I don't keep a ton, to be honest. I have some Sharpies. I have Expo markers. These are all like little trinkets. These are for like blue light glasses. I don't know. I just have all these little random things that just kind of live inside of this drawer because my child, you know, brings me things like this. So this is one of the things that he brought me. And I just don't have the heart to get rid of it right now because I'm a bit of a hoarder. So I just keep on. I just keep all of these little trinkets right here. I have a few pens. I'm going to be honest, I don't go a ton into pens and stuff just because it starts to clutter and I don't like the mess. So I don't have a lot in there. The next drawer is where I have some other items that I need, like paper clips, tape, whiteout if I need it. I have more paper clips. I have these little cleaning towels for my screens that I use, including these like Windex wipes that I will use often, some notebooks that I don't want to get rid of because it has information in them. And then I have some hard drives that just have a bunch of older things. These are microphones for when I use them. And then I have a bunch of stickers that are up here as well. This one is the one that I'm still not sure about. It has random stuff, to be honest. It has a lot of things that I have utilized from work. I have papers that I need to scan and just get them uploaded and store them in. And I just don't know what to do with this space, even though I really like having this. Now, I have to say, when I first got this position, which I am a staff developer. I am no longer in the classroom. I used to teach, which is where you see a lot of the classroom videos like on my channel. But recently, last year was my first year outside of the classroom and as a staff developer for an educational agency within the state of Pennsylvania. And so now my job is very different. So maybe we should just like recap on all that information. Okay, so just as a quick little recap, as I just said, I'm a staff developer, a training and consultation staff developer for an IU here locally where I live in the state of Pennsylvania. It's an educational agency under the state of Pennsylvania. And what we do is we basically disseminate information from the state into more of the local levels, which are going to be the counties that I work with. So I work with 3 different counties. That's about 25 school districts and about 30 non-pub schools. So we're talking like charter schools. And so my job now is that I go in and I do trainings. I will help with any grant work. I help with MTSS. I help with literacy initiative. I help now with the mathematics initiative, which is something very new for me this year. I have taught math in the past, but I've never really trained for math. So that's going to be like a new realm for me. And so with this job comes like a lot of different changes. One, I work at an office. I don't have a classroom anymore. I'm not in a school. I'm at more of like an office educational agency type feel. Now, what's kind of nice about my job and the really beautiful perk about it is that because we are traveling so much to all of the schools and because the office space is so small, we also get the opportunity to work from home. So there are some days I'm at home, some days I'm at the office, some days I'm at schools. My job just changes all the time. So I have no routine at all. I almost have to have many different types of routines for when I'm doing all of the different roles that I have currently. And so my office becomes a very important space for me as a staff developer working from home because I'm on Zoom calls, I'm accessing materials that I have here at home. And so I have to have reference materials. I have to have anything where I'm just taking notes. And I was really trying to feel out last year of what was the job going to be like because I had never experienced anything like it, and to just kind of trying things out until I found something that really worked for helping me stay on top of all of the things that I have. So my office is very, very important when it comes to the cleanliness, having it organized, because I'm just going to be honest, I have a lot of crap. Like there's just a lot happening when it comes to all of the things that I am housing here in my home, because also my office is about an hour away. So it takes me almost 45 minutes to an hour to get there. And so it doesn't make it very convenient for me to be like, oh, let me just go store everything in the office because then I don't have a key. I can't get into that closet. It's easier to just keep it here at home. So I have to find systems that really work, especially when I'm creating materials to use for various trainings that I'm doing with teachers. Because again, I like things to be interactive. So I don't know what to do with this drawer because it currently houses just a bunch of papers. I do have a scanner. I purchased a scanner, which is actually what I have here at the very bottom of my drawers. I have like my laminating machine, I have my scanner, I have a hole punch, and that's where I access everything. So I have this as my scanner. It's fantastic. Love this scanner because I can very quickly, very easily turn any paper that I have into a PDF. I don't even have to have it attached to an outlet. So long as it's charged, it'll work with my computer. So long as I have the wire to connect it to my computer, I'm fine. I don't have to have it on an outlet. Although I will say it does work a lot faster if you have it on an outlet. So, I'm not sure what to do with this drawer. And when I first took this position last year, I had a 3-tiered cart that I used for when I taught small groups. It was one of those IKEA carts, had like the 3 tiers, and I was storing stuff in it, which was great. It was wonderful to be able to access things. However, it became very cluttered. It was also hard to maneuver because this room has such a tight space. I wasn't able to move around as freely. So I decided to get rid of it, which is where a lot of those materials ended up going into this drawer. I digress. That is kind of what's happening in here. Let me show you what's in that other drawer that I have. All right, so here is what this drawer looks like. Move you back. So it's the same type of organization where it's the type that just kind of sit on top of the drawer. I have all my makeup. So I have makeup brushes, eye creams. I have like nail polishes and things that I don't typically get to a ton in the very back. And that way I can just slide it. But see, I have another drawer down here. Just makes it nice and easy to access everything. And then I keep a mirror on the top of my desk at all times so that I can just use it to get ready. So that's my drawers. You want to see what's at the bottom? Here's the bottom. So I have a paper cutter, I have a laminating machine, hole punchers, there's 2 different ones in there, a long stapler, and then I also have my scanner. So that is what I keep inside of my Alex drawers. One of the things that I did end up ordering were some zipper bags from Amazon. They should be here at some point today. And I'm going to use that to be able to organize some of the session materials that I've created because I'm going to use them in the future. And I don't want to have to like remake everything because that's a lot of paper and a lot of print. Colored paper, there's a lot that goes into it. So I had 2 bins. I have this like rolling bin that I've used for my trainings. I keep this in the back of my car. This was great. And then I also had this big bag that's right here behind me filled with training materials. So basically what I need to do is I just need to go through and start to decide what I'm going to do with everything. However, one of the things that I made for my training sessions are these little bags. And the reason I made the bags was for a K2 session that I did. It was on a strategy that you can utilize for either whole group or small group to really support literacy and just being able help kids be able to read decodable text. So it was the hear it, see it, read it, write it method, and I was showing them how to utilize a variety of materials to go along with it. So I have some different things that are in here. I have felt pads that we used to make phonological awareness more visual because phonological awareness is all about what you hear when it comes to the individual phonemes within words. And there's no graphemes, meaning there's no letters that are attached to them. You don't have to look at letters. You're just kind of manipulating sounds. That we wanted it to make it visual. So the felts are great because it makes it visual. And I can do this with onset and rhyme. I could say k, app, what's the word? Cap. App, what's the word? Tap. And you can go back, k, app, cap. Or you could do them with individual phonemes. And I could just say k, a, p, and individualize and segment those phonemes apart. So it just makes it visual, which is really great, especially for those kids who are really struggling with that concept. You could do it within a small group setting. The other thing that I had in here is a set of Unifix cubes. These are great for blending routines, phoneme blend. So if I did k, app, what's the word? Cap. And then I can say app, slap. So it's great to help, again, just make it visual whenever you're pulling those apart. I also showed them a phoneme grapheme mapping activity that you could do with, these are like little magnetic bingo counters. bingo markers that I found on Amazon. I'll leave a link to that so you can go and check it out. But we did a phoneme graphing, which each of these would represent sounds, and then they used, by Walter, they used the magnetic wand. My husband's back. They use the magnetic wand to be able to blend the sounds together. So that was why we had this resource. And then the last thing that's inside of it are going to be these little mirrors. And the reason we have mirrors is to make sure we're looking at what is happening with the lips, the tongue, the teeth, and the nose. So you want to know what's happening here when we're pronouncing the various sounds that we have in the English language, which we have 44 sounds, if you did not know that. So I made these little kits. The only problem is that some of the kits did not have mirrors. So I am working through, let me see, I bought some extra mirrors. They did not come in time when I was creating these kits, but I bought some mirrors from Amazon, little bitty ones that come in bulk. And I like them. They're cute. I love the color. But then you can see like they have the mirror right here. So very simple. I'm going to add these to the remainder of the bags. Just make sure they're all put together. I am going to put all of these inside of this bin. So I bought myself a new set of the you know the cubes that you can use for when they're packing cubes for your suitcase. That's the word that I'm looking for. So these are my old sets. So I'm going to place them in here because this is the easiest way for me to be able to organize it and carry it around. I can't put them in a Ziploc bag because I have too many of these baggies. So I need to dump out these things because this is what I used during the last training day that I had in South Carolina, and organize all these materials. Gonna be good times. Look how this is a lot of stuff. Okay, that's what I'm gonna focus on now. Might just put on a show to watch. So I got that part done. I also have a little kit with some extras and some of the like presenter materials that I use. I love these for any type of units or games or activities. I will place them in here. I buy these all the time. They tend to be a little bit cheaper than buying a bunch of the Ziploc bags. Those can get pretty expensive. So I like these just because they have a little string in the back. I can add a little label here and it lets me know what it is. The other one, it fits nicely. I have 20 of these kits inside of this. So now I just need to put them downstairs in a reasonable location that I'm going to remember where they are and be able to quickly access them whenever I have to present or I need those materials to present. The other thing that I have are these. I bought these for my sessions because we were doing some activities with vocabulary and I wanted them to identify various tiered vocabulary, and so they were using that for different colors. We also, there was another session that was on writing instruction and writing TDAs, and those had different colors for locating the evidence, the justification, like the explanation piece of it, the topic sentence, like all those had different colors. These were great because it's like all in one spot. I think something that I would like to do long term, which would be really fun, not planning on doing it anytime soon, is just putting a sticker here with like bridging literacy on it. That way I can also advertise. So those are also in one of my old packing cubes that I have because I can easily contain them. They all fit and it's easier for me to just be able to walk them and carry them around. So this is another thing that I'm gonna have to put downstairs. I am slowly but surely making some progress here. And so I wanted to talk through a few other items that I have. So I have, all right, bye Walter. Thanks, babes. Yep, okay. This was an old makeup bag from my sister. She had this, but when she moved, she didn't want this anymore. So she now lives overseas. And so I took this and basically put all of my cords. So this is what I have my clickers in. I have my dongles. I have extra cords, chargers, that type of thing. So I take this to every single school that I go to, no matter if I'm presenting or if I'm just facilitating a meeting, because you never know what you need in order to hook up your laptop. This is just a little pouch that has some first aid kit items in there, so I like to keep that. I also have this, which is another makeup bag. On the very bottom, this little section right here, it has a bunch of Post-it notes. Now, originally I had some Post-it notes, but then I also had tape. But currently I have it so full of like Post-it notes that I can't fit the tape in there. So I'm considering changing this out to make that work. And then on the inside, I keep some other materials. So I have some poster putty because sometimes I need to attach things to walls. Then I have my chime that I used inside of the classroom to get attention, because adults are probably worse than kids when it comes to trying to get their attention. Not all, but most are. And then I have some things that I might need, scissors. I have expo markers, pens, that type of thing. So I may end up getting rid of some of my Post-it notes and putting my tape back in there. So usually I have this tape, and then I also carry a like a painter's tape, because that's typically pretty good to stick things onto the wall. So I might end up doing that, but this stays in my car because I travel with that every day when I am on the job. The other things that I have are going to be pieces that just need to get sorted and placed in my basement so that I can gain access to them when I need them. I ordered a bunch of these for my sessions. I was introduced to this from my job. These are static, erasable sticky notes. They're not sticky notes, they're static notes. So they're called Slickies. So I ordered a bunch of these. This was fantastic for my session, but I'm not going to use these because my work provides them for me. So I take these just for when I'm doing like a personal presentation. So that's going to get stored away. My Sharpies need to get stored away, but I don't love the bag that I have them in. I have some of these, which I will put up when I present sometimes. And then I have all of the session materials from the sessions. Now, this is where I'm still waiting for my package from Amazon, because I don't like how it's organized right now. But like, I use these letter cards quite often. They're just A through Z. I purchased the the poster board letters that you can get from the Dollar Tree. I put them onto an index card, and then I laminated them. And you can use these for group activities. So I give everybody about a minute or maybe 3 minutes to decide on a word that starts with that letter and is around a specific topic. So I did mine on comprehension. So they had to come up with words for each letter of the alphabet that relates to the topic of comprehension. So I have that, but I don't love the Ziploc bags. I'm waiting on the other bags because I will take these quite often to my sessions. The other things that I have are going to be things like this, where, again, I use a lot of these sorts for various things. So this is numbered heads, but this is for background knowledge. I have background versus prior knowledge sorts that I will have in here. I also have some things for vocabulary. So we have gradient, antonyms, we have shades of meaning. I did a quiz trade. I also have just like a generic like word sorts, like they have to create their own categories. This is going to be vocabulary words for phonics instruction. I have boom, clap, snap, but these are all vowel tense. So there's the little tense for the boom, clap, snatch. And then I also have multiple choice, so A through D for boom, clap, snatch as well. So I want to put these in better bags because I just don't like carrying them around in the Ziploc bags, and that's what I'm waiting for that other product for. The other thing that I have are these sleeves. I love the sleeves, especially when I'm working with a group of teachers and I want them practicing with their expo markers. So you can see we did a dictation practice. We had the phoneme grapheme mapping. I'll probably just end up leaving those in there. I should probably be a good person and take them out, shouldn't I? Okay, fine. I'm taking them out and I'm going to store them in the correct folder bin. And then I have my bin of expo markers with the erasers, all my other colored bins that I ended up purchasing. So now it's just a matter of waiting for those bags to put these in and then going downstairs, and I have a file cabinet. Such a teacher thing to say. I have a file cabinet down in my basement, and that's what I'm going to organize those in. I'm going to place these into a file cabinet because I have nowhere else to put them. We got him these when we were at Buc-ee's in South Carolina, and so I just gave him a little hot dog one. I'm gonna give you oh, he's already sat down. We're gonna do maybe a little hamburger. Cute little hamburger. Yeah? You wanna show everybody how gentle you are. Walter, sit. Good boy. Gentle, gentle. Oh, that was so gentle. It got to the point where I was just done with having the office be messy. So I don't necessarily remember when was the last time I did a clip, but the boys ended up helping me clear out all of the stuff that needs to get organized down in the basement. So that was all of the presentation materials that I went through and showed you all. And then I just started hustling it. Like I started like identifying the things that needed to go back to work. So I had like a bag and I had some other things that were inside of the closet that needed to go. I did end up cleaning out the closet. I don't think I recorded a single thing of that because I have a lot of personal information as far as like papers and things like that that need to get filed. So I have a very small little file cabinet that's in there, and that just tends to be like bills and things for the kids and just other items that are more personal. So I just kind of left it, but it is cleaned out, which is a really, really good feeling. Other than that, I mean, I spent some time wiping things down because holy moly, the amount of dust that was just covering the surfaces of everything in this office was crazy. I probably didn't do as great of a job as I should be doing. However, it is really, really hot in this office right now. So because we live in such an old home, the home was built, I mean, I say old, it was built in 1949, but it is an older home. And typically with the older homes, it is so hard to get air circulating upstairs. We have like a little AC unit that's in the bedroom that helps to try to circulate things. I have a fan that's going, but because the windows are open and it just gets so unbelievably hot. So as soon as I'm done recording this, that window's gonna get closed, that window's gonna get closed, and then it's just gonna be pitch dark in here because that is the only way I can make it feel a little bit cooler. Doesn't help that I'm also moving and doing and cleaning and all the other things. But I mean, I am really happy with it. Like, I vacuumed everything. I got all the dust bunnies out, which is a really good feeling. But now the office is pretty darn clean. I still have some papers that I need to go through. Like I said, that's in the closet. That's more personal items that I have to file. But everything else is pretty darn organized. I have things that I just need to take to work, and I should be good to go to like start off the week next week. So I just need to keep up with it and just maintain it. That has been one thing that has been super helpful as far as those drawers that I have for the Alex drawer system is I'm pretty good about maintaining the cleanliness of them and making sure that it's organized and getting rid of things that I don't end up needing inside of them. But yeah, I'm feeling good about it. This is great. So things are tidied. I am now going to probably get a Diet Coke. I think we're gonna have some Indian food tonight, which I am so excited about eating because I am hungry right now. And I will catch you all tomorrow. So this is gonna be a month-long back to school recording every single day for the month of August. So let me know if you have any ideas that you would like to start seeing. Some of these are going to be more vloggy style. Some of these are going to be a little informative for like back to school time. So we're just going to sprinkle in all of the videos, but you can look forward to a brand new video showing up on this channel for the month of August. Every single day at 5 p.m. Eastern time. That's when we're going to be uploading everything. So come back to us, check us out, subscribe if you haven't already, and please, please, please take them a second to like just give me a thumbs up on the video. It helps me to be able to get out there to other teachers. It just supports the channel, allows me to keep doing the things that I'm doing. So I would so appreciate it if you just took that minute just to click that little button. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me on getting my life back together after some vacationing and a really, really busy summer. And I'm looking forward to having somewhat a bit of a routine. I'm also looking forward to fall. I am ready for the fall weather. Okay. I'm going to stop jabbering away. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I will catch you all tomorrow. Bye.